Hello and what's up, YouTube? I want to thank you guys for checking out my channel again. I want to thank the people that have subscribed so far, people that are sharing my videos and promoting them. Dan Spanos, of course, EJ Wells. Man, I really appreciate what you guys are doing. And there were several things that I wanted to talk about today, so it was kind of hard for me to actually settle on a topic, but eventually I did. So I'd come up with this idea for a series that I want to do. So this will be an ongoing thing, and it's called Head to Head. So the basic idea was that I wanted to take a look at some houses that make inspirations or clones and compare them to the originals that they're cloning. And this really came to mind with the fragrance Lost Cherry and Alexandria's version of that. So I don't want to spoil that one too much. If you've seen my post, you know what my opinion on that is. But so that was how I kind of got that started. So that's what the series is about. But at the same time, I wanted to share just a few thoughts on inspirations or clones, whatever you want to call them, and why I decided to do this. So there was a period of time where I was all cloned, all Alexandria all the time, and I still love Alexandria, man. I think that Hanny does such great work. His fragrances are awesome, and I have a ton of them, and I still buy them. But I was watching a video from Red Essence, and he was reviewing an inspiration, and I don't even remember which one. And he was talking about how those are good, you know, they're nice and affordable, but at the same time, it's also worth looking at the original versions of the fragrances. So that really got me to thinking that I want to make sure that, especially if I'm going to do a channel, and again, I'm not like the expert that knows everything, and I don't claim to be. You know, I'm giving my opinions, I'm giving my thoughts, what fragrances smell like to me. Obviously, we have a lot of differences of opinion on a lot of things with different people in different channels. So, you know, take this with a grain of salt. But if I'm going to talk about a fragrance, you know, I can't very well say that an inspiration is exactly the same or 95% similar or whatever kind of BS number people throw out there about this if I haven't smelled the original. So that set me off on a totally different path. Maybe not the best financial path. Don't worry, I'm doing fine. But set me off on a path of checking out original fragrances, or the fragrances that some of my inspirations are based on. And most of the time I buy decants, because part of the reason for the inspirations or the clones is because the originals are so expensive. There's a lot of fragrances that I have access to through Alexandria or maybe Genre or Sensual Obsessions that, you know, it's almost ridiculous for me to drop that kind of money on the original. So, you know, that in that respect, I think that the clone houses are extremely useful. Another way that I think they're useful is that a lot of times they have taken the originals and somehow made them better. If you can say that, you know, I know there's some people that don't believe that you can make the originals better because it's just a copy. But at the same time, some of our fragrances from Alexandria, for example, take the performance or the longevity and they really ratchet it up. You know, where you get just a handful of hours off of something like Virgin Island Water. Even if you get decent performance, you know, 5 or 6 hours, if you take Hawaii Volcano, man, that thing is a beast, and I am wearing it and it's lasting for 11, 12 plus hours. So not only are you paying a good deal less, but you're also getting better performance. And I know there's a lot of people out there, and I'm sort of bouncing all over the place with the clone talk, but I just wanted to share a few of my thoughts on this. I could have done it with the first head-to-head video, but then it would take a lot of extra time, and this way I can just refer people back to this video. There's a lot of people that will suggest to you that when you consider the price per milliliter, you're better off buying the original. And I guess in some cases that's true. You know, some of Duo's fragrances get a little pricey for 30 ml bottles, but I'm not sure that I agree with that so much. And we'll get into that when we actually compare some of these fragrances. So the very first video of this that I'm gonna do is gonna be on By Kilian Lemon and Zest. yes, lemon and zest, and genres, lemons and liquor, the genre inspired by the Killian fragrance, and, you know, compare the prices of those. I've got decants of both of them. Again, like the Killian was one that was so expensive that I went with 10 mil instead of getting a bottle. So I really, again, it occurred to me that it's hard for me, you know, attempting to be a reviewer here, to actually judge the inspired fragrances if I don't know what the original smells like. And that's just for me. So I know there's a lot of people out there that enjoy the inspired fragrances and have absolutely no interest in finding out, you know, how they compare to the original, or certainly not in dropping the money to pick up the original. You know what? That's totally fine. See, that's the other thing about the fragrance community, is that however you're going about this, man, it's right for you. So do what you want to do, and you know, all that stuff is fine. So all that said, that's how I got to the point of wanting to compare originals to inspirations. So very soon we will have our first head-to-head video with this lemon fragrance from Killian and genre to compare. And maybe in the future we'll compare some of the clones with each other, or all of the clones to the original. I don't know. This is wide open. If you have thoughts on this, or if you have suggestions for me, I'd be happy to have you put those down in the comments, or send me a message on Facebook or Instagram or even Twitter. And I will put links to all those in the description here. You know, if you've watched any of my videos, I've already mentioned my Instagram account, where I post my sin of the day, occasionally some other stuff. On Facebook, we have the Welcome to Fragcom group, which is growing rapidly and a super friendly place to discuss fragrances. And also, I'll go ahead and put my Twitter up there. I just sort of relaunched the Twitter account that's going to be more than just fragrances. There'll be all kinds of stuff, because I'm like all over the place with the things that I do. So I'll link all those in the description, and you can reach out to me on any of those channels. I'd be happy to talk to you. And another thing you can share in the comments is what your opinion or what your experience is with clones or inspired fragrances. So keep it tuned, subscribe so that you get the first head-to-head video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys very soon. Bye.